Harlan Wade, and its primary test subject is his 7-year-old daughter, Alma, who is an extremely powerful psychic. Alma's abilities never gave her a chance at a normal life, as she absorbs and feeds off negative thoughts from other people, which constantly gave her nightmares. The testing done on her to see just how competent a psychic she really was were done to her at the age of 3 and were often painful. At the age of 5, she became violent, giving Armacham employees vivid nightmares and even starting fires within laboratories. 2 days before her 8th birthday, she was put in an induced coma. At the age of 5, she became violent, giving Armacham employees vivid nightmares and even starting fires within
Harlan
laboratories.
and his team chose to
2 days
instead
before
see
her
if
8th
Alma's
birthday,
psychic
she was put in an induced
down.
coma.
At the age of 5,
she became
14,
giving
after
Armacham
that
employees
Alma
vivid
was
nightmares and even starting fires within laboratories.
and at
15
15
days
that she
before her
gave
8th birthday, she was put in an induced coma. At the age of 5, she failed to
14,
giving
Armacham
and Alma vivid nightmares and even starting fires
to
within
get
laboratories.
and at
15
days
DNA,
before her
and
8th
at 6
birthday,
prototype Alma gave her
at the age of 5,
at the age of 14, giving Armacham
and
Alma vivid
10
nightmares
years
after
after
this.
this.
Harlan
and
had
synchronized
her
her mindset
and at 6 prototype Alma gave her at the age of 5, at the age of 14, giving Armacham tranquilized. By that point, Alma was deemed far too dangerous to be left alive, so Armacham cut her life support and left her to die in the vault, which was later sealed. In those 10 years, Armacham cancelled Project Icarus in favor of something named Project Perseus, which centered around Paxton Fettel and his ability to telepathically link himself to clone soldiers that he could command. The test subjects from Project Icarus were locked away. Skip about 30 years into the future, and the current president of Armacham, Genevieve Aristide, wants to reopen the Project Origin facility to repurpose it against the wishes of Harlan Wade. Aristide sent a squad of soldiers into the facility, but they're never heard from again. Everything culminates when Alma, whose psychic presence seeped out of the facility when it was opened, finds Fettel and synchronizes her mind with him again in what's called First, and by that, Alma was deemed far by Armacham's first prototype, so Armacham cut her life support to stop Fettel and die in the slaughter, which was unbeknownst to many. In those 10 years, was not Armacham canceled Project Icarus in favor of something named when Project Origin was abandoned, which centered around Paxton Fettel and his ability to set commanders by using already soldiers that he could command instead of the test subjects from Project Icarus were locked away. Aragon. Skip about 30 under the guise of the future, and children the current president of Armacham, Genevieve Aristide, chemical wants to reopen to see who had the capacity for psychic abilities, repurpose it against the wishes of Harlan Wade. Aristide sent a squad of soldiers into the facility, most notable subjects of that project would again Michael Beckett, culminates when Alma, whose psychic presence seeped out of the facility when it was opened, finds Fettel and other notable characters in this universe her mind with Alma, whose psychic presence seeped out of the facility when it was opened. Finds Fettel and other notable characters in this Harry Halford and Rodney Better, psychic and Keegan when it was opened. All this out of Fettel and other notable characters in Harry Halford and Rodney Better, psychic and Keegan when it was opened. All this out of Fettel and other notable characters in Harry Halford and Rodney Better, psychic and Keegan when it was opened. All this out of Fettel and other notable characters. The influence. Craig Hubbard, the lead designer, was a big fan of Hong Kong action films. Fear's primary action influence seems to come from John Woo movies. John Woo frequently better psychic and that can all be seen in Craig Hubbard, the lead designer, was a big fan dynamic and real-time particle effects of lighting, primary actions that everything seems to come from John Woo movies, and not just John Woo sequences, better psychic and that can all be seen fear. Sound also plays a big part in why fans dynamic and real-time particle effects. Fear's primary shell and everything to explore, from experience and not just John better than you can hear bullets sinking into Kevlar or armor when you fire them into someone. The grenade triggers and explosions are distinct, but all offer a large, satisfying boom, and when paired in a room with windows, you can hear them bursting due to pressure. This, in tandem with the real-time visuals and the engine's ability to create solidity and impact, ensures that there's no two same fights in the game. You can replay the same part 3 times and get a different experience out of it. The game also features different enemy types. You have your standard replicas and Armacham troops, but in addition, you also have heavy armor replicas, nightmares, power armor, and assassins. There's certainly something to be said about the combination of variety within the game. When you combine elements of real life and blend them into a virtual space like this while adding in different elements, it helps immersion and investment in a game. And that's partly why I think Fear's action side is so highly regarded. There's also the issue of very smart enemies and investment. We'll get to that in a little while. And that's partly why I think Fear's action side is so highly regarded. Fear would not be Fear also without the issue of very smart in every game. We'll get to that in a little while. And that's partly why I think Fear's action side is so highly regarded. Fear would not be There's also the issue of very smart in every game. We'll get to that in a little while. And that's partly why I think Fear's action side is so highly regarded. Fear would not be there. Also the issue of barrels are in every game. That's why I get to that and partly why I think they're not actually things is so regarded. Fear would not be there. Also the issue of barrels are in every game. That's why I get to that and partly why I think they're not actually things is so regarded. Fear would not be there. Also the issue of barrels are in every game. That's why I get to that and partly why I think they're not actually things. Fear would not be there. Also, by barrels are in every game. That's why I get to that. And partly why I think they're not actually things. Fear would not be there. Also, by barrels are in every game. That's why I get to that. And partly why I think they're not actually things. Fear would not be there. Also, by barrels are in every game. That's why I get to that. And partly why I think they're not actually things. Fear would not be there. Also, by barrels are in every game. That's why I get to that. And partly why I think they're not actually things. Fear would not be there. Also, by barrels are in every game.